Hey, what's going on? It's Michelle the Prophet. If you came across this video, this reading is for you. It is a pick a pal video on what makes you so unforgettable. What is the most rememberable thing about you? Okay, so we have 3 pals here per usual. And pal 1 is a picture of a girl with like a Hello Kitty hat. I think in like stockings, like putting her lip gloss on with a mirror in her hand. And then pal 2 is a sign that says angel, and it is in the color pink. And then pal 3 is a picture of a lady with some pink pleasers and leg warmers on. All right, so they're all really cutesy. The theme is pink, obviously. And we just want to know, what is the most memorable thing about each pal, and what makes you so unforgettable? What is like the main thing that people from your past that are no longer a part of your life remember about you? Like, why can't they shake the thought of you? All right, so yeah, it's gonna be really interesting, y'all. Thank you so much for, per usual, always liking, sharing over here, and so supporting my channel. It means so much to me. And to my subscribers, hey, I love y'all so much. To anyone who may be new here, welcome. I hope that these messages resonate. If you find that they do, check out my other videos. Those may resonate as well. All right, and that being said, I will see y'all in y'all section. Bye. Videos for you. Okay. And we want to know what's going on with pal 1. What makes pal 1 so unforgettable? Okay, so thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity. Ask for clear, honest, and concise messages for pal 1. Someone can have a big behind and be very like loving. Someone just like looks really good, but I am seeing that someone's like really fluffy. Like someone has like a cute like muffin top, and like their figure, like pal 1's figure might be like really like, I don't know, like fluffy. Like someone might like have like a little cute shape, like you're very curvy. Even if you're like small, like, I don't know, this could be like a slim thick, or like, I don't know, somebody's like fluffy. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like in a really cute way. All right, so 4 of Wands came out first. I'm sorry, my cards are so like, but yeah, somebody remembers like how curvy you were, even if you're not as curvy anymore. Like somebody could have been fluffy in the past and like lost some weight, but I'm getting that someone is definitely like, someone definitely got like hips or like a little pouch or stuff. I don't know, there's something about your shape that's just so cute. So we have the 4 of Wands. All right, so what's so unforgettable about my pal 1 is how you are in a relationship. Anyone that you have had a full-blown relationship with, platonic or else, people remember your loyalty. They remember how loyal you were to them, how committed you were to them and only them. And this is something that is just so rememberable about you. You have a way of making people feel very special in your presence. When you are in a friendship or relationship, or even just in a community, the people who interact with you, they feel so significant to you. You are really good at like acknowledging people's presence and valuing people's presence. I hear even worshiping, like it's something about your love that feels like you worship them. And I know that might be like a little extreme, but it's something that people remember most about you, is just how much like you truly worship like the friendship. You truly appreciate the friendships and relationships that you have with them, romantic, platonic, whatever. And that is like something that's just so memorable about you, because people truly felt seen with you. Like if anyone was able to be your friend or blessed enough to be in a serious relationship with you, no matter the volume of it, they felt significant. They felt valued. Okay, so we have the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is something about you being a part of a community. You truly play your role, and you play your role well. All right, like if someone gives you a job or puts you in some sort of position, you're gonna do your part. Like, you are not a half-asser or half-stepper. Like, you are a full-fledged stepper. We got the Queen of Swords. People remember how much you fought for them, how much you truly like, not, you're not all talk. Like, there's some people who like, yeah, I wish you the best and I hope you get the best in life. Like, if you are someone's friend, you're gonna make sure that they get the best in life. Someone can be a Libra here, you don't have to be, but Libras are known for being really, really good friends. We're known for just, obviously if you're a Libra or not, you share these characteristics, but, and not all Libras is like this, but this is what they're known for, right? So Pal 1, you're known for just being a really good friend. You're known for like going to war for the people that you love, and you do it in a way that is like, I got your back. Like, you don't ever have to feel alone if you're with me. Like, whatever someone comes to you with a problem, you're that friend is gonna be like, who did it? We can get on them right now. All right, like, it's like, you don't want to mess with Pal 1's people. You don't want to mess with Pal 1's friends, because Pal 1's gonna get on your ass behind the people that they love. All right, and it's not gonna be no talking. Because it's like, you know what you did, I know you know that I know what you did, so we got a problem. You got a problem with one of mine, you got a problem with me. All right, and that sort of care is like very rare, because, you know, a lot of people be minding their business nowadays. You know, like, people don't be trying to get into nothing. If somebody tells like somebody else like a sob story, the only thing that they'll say is, oh, that's crazy. You know, you're not a that's crazy ass friend, Pal 1. You are the one that's gonna be like, where they at? Where are these people at who did you wrong like that? Like, no, that's not cool, friend. We need to go handle that. Okay? Like, y'all are writers, and that's what's so unforgettable about you, because people truly miss that about Pal 1. Like, they miss feeling like they were worth fighting for and worth fighting over. Like, they miss that. They miss like having someone like you who is willing to even like go that far for them. Okay, so that's just mainly what's so unforgettable about you, and why it feels so good to be in proximity to Pal 1. That's what's so unforgettable, is that like, it feels good to be your friend, because the people know that they're going to be taken care of if they're Pal 1's friend, because Pal 1 don't play about theirs. So we have the King of Pentacles. You can back it up. Okay, what's so unforgettable about you is not only do you see the worth in others, but you value yourself, which is why you're able to value the worth in others. You value everything around you, and everything around you is valuable, and everything around you is worth valuing, and it shows. Like, it's something about like Pal 1, like, you are not all talk whatsoever. Like, you have the proof to back it up. If you say something, you're gonna do it. If you say that something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And what it is you're reliable. All right, and what people are realizing is that a lot of people are not as reliable as Pal 1 is, and you're unforgettable because people can remember times when they were in need of something and Pal 1 showed up for them, and they didn't have to trip. Like, they didn't have to worry. Like, oh, like, say like you're planning something, and it's like when people knew that they were like, say, planning a trip with Pal 1, they knew like, oh, you know, I know that Pal 1's gonna pay their portion, or I know they're gonna do their part, they're gonna pay their half. Like, they're dependable. Like, I don't have to worry like, man, like, they be flaky sometimes. I might have to bring some extra money because I know that, you know, I can't count on these people. Pal 1 was never that person that they couldn't count on. Okay, and it's something about you being in a group setting where in this group, like, people knew that Pal 1's gonna go the extra mile. They're gonna be adequate to whatever task it is that we give them, whatever role. Like, you're a team player. All right, you might have even played sports as a child. Somebody could have played volleyball and getting, somebody could have played basketball, or like something where it's like very group oriented sport, and you really had to show up, and like, you really, and it's like, not only did you play your part, but you did it well. All right, I do feel like somebody's a Libra because I keep hearing, and I weigh it well on my Libra scale. Okay, so yeah, y'all are fair. Okay, that's something that is just so rememberable about you. It's just how fair you are, and how fair you've always tried to be. You never wanted to make anybody feel like you were counting them out, or making them feel less than you or anything like that. Like, you truly believe in being fair, and you play fair too. So we have the Queen of Wands. What's so rememberable about Pal 1 is your beauty. Pal 1 is gorgeous. Okay? Like, people remember just how beautiful you are, and what it is really what's on the inside of you. Like, once people encounter Pal 1, they truly seen the beauty in you, because you share your light, you show your light, it beams through you. It's almost crazy how much, if people were to look back and remember Pal 1 and their experiences with you, they remember how beautiful you were, how beautiful you carried yourself and you acted. Like, you are just such a beautiful memory. I don't know, I keep getting beautiful and I hear light. Like, your light truly shines through to where people had you at a time in their life where they truly needed someone that carried your sort of light. Like, people have true fond memories of Pal 1 because of the light that you have within you, and how you were never afraid to share that light. All right. And then people also remember you for that feistiness. People also remember you how you was willing and ready to get down and get grimy and you're never afraid to get your hands dirty. You're never afraid to tussle. And if you needed to act like a Rottweiler, you could do that too. All right. It's something about somebody's mouth could be real vicious. That's what also makes you just so rememberable, is that you are not afraid to cuss somebody out if you need to. You're not afraid to put nobody in their place if you need to. You're not afraid to get grimy, get dirty if you need to. Okay, like, yes, you are very fair, but once them scales become uneven and balance needs to be restored, Pal 1 is not afraid to restore that balance themselves if they need to. And that's also something that's just so reliable, because it's like, yes, you're so kind, you love light and love and all that other stuff, but also don't mess with me, because if you mess with Pal 1, you're going to regret it. All right, and that is just what makes you so rememberable. You are very much remembered in some sort of community that you could have been a part of, because it's certainly multiple people that remembers you or reminisce about these times with you. All right, where you could have been like a child or something like that. But that's what I got for you, Pal 1. I truly hope that resonated for you. Thank you so much for coming this far with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, Pal 2. If you chose this photo right here, this section of the video is for you. And we want to know, what makes Pal 2 so unforgettable? What makes you so rememberable? What do people from Pal 2's past mostly remember, reminisce, etc. on Pal 2? Thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity. Ask for clear, honest, and concise messages for Pal 2. What do they remember most? They remember how much you strive for greatness, how much you always were looking towards the light. You could be an optimist. You could also be a Sagittarius, Pal 2. It's something about you. You have very much forward thinking, and you also encourage those around you to have forward thinking as well. You believe in moving on. You believe in always looking outwardly on the outlook. Your outlook on life, for the most part, is what people remember the most about you. How you're always willing to look ahead, how you're always enthusiastic about what's next. It's like future. Like, not only do you value the present, Pal 2, but you look forward to the future constantly. It's like, if people were depressed around you, you are the friend that encouraged them, like, hey, like, the best part about now is that it's not forever, it's just now. And you always have so much more to look ahead. You had a potential to you that you always seeked out to fulfill. And that is what people really not only like remember mostly about you, but that's what they admire about you. Like, you always elevate. People just know that regardless of wherever Pal 2 is at right now, that's not where you're going to find them a year from now or 2 years from now. 10 years from now, they probably already then visited the moon or Mars, or they, like, you make things happen for yourself, and you're constantly moving forward. You're constantly elevating, and you're constantly seeking elevation and improvement. You can be like a very much like self-help, enthusiastic, optimistic sort of person, and this is what people remember about you. And sometimes like when people were not strong enough to carry out their goals and strive for more in their own life, they look back to times when they got to experience you and how inspiring you were to them in that moment. So people remember Pal2 just for being just such an inspiring vessel on earth, and constantly encouraging people that like, hey, like if you're not where you want to be in life, you can always eventually get there. Someone can be like a gym rat and be like super like a gym freak, like somebody could just be super into like physical improvement, mental improvement, and things along those lines. Like you truly believe in taking control over your situation and not allowing things to happen to you, seeing it more so as things happening for you. It's something about your optimism in particular where it's like you could have your hands tied up in some mess, you could be in the midst of some drama, and it's still not going to stop you from striving for more. You believe in having more, and that is like such a mindset that is really hard for a lot of people to have. And it's something about consume, like the things that you consume, you make sure that you're only consuming things that will allow you to grow, that is nurturing to you and your spirit. And you're very adamant on that, Pal2. Like even if you don't realize this about yourself, this is what people remember about you the most. Like they just know that like if you can tell that something is not good for you. Some people do remember you being like a little dramatic, or like at the time they were not able to appreciate these traits on you because they felt like, oh, like this person's just so dramatic, like they're always like trying to encourage somebody to do something, and like right now, like I'm just not in the mood right now and I just want to bed rot, or I just want to sit in sorrow. And you know, sometimes it is important that you sit in whatever energy you're in, but it's like Pal2, like although you might value that, you don't allow it to consume you. Like people remember Pal2 like going through things and it not being the end of your story. Like you know that it's not going to be where your story ends, and that is truly, it's something about like encourage. Like you have truly encouraged so many people, and it's also like your courage and your bravery in your life to not be afraid to want more for yourself. It's also what people remember most about Pal2, that it doesn't matter where you started, it matters how you ended it, or how you got there in the end, or where you ended up in the end. And this is like really what Pal2 believes in. What is so unforgettable about Pal2? Pal2, what's so remember about you is that you're gonna get yours regardless. And that is like the main message that you always set out to, like, you always set out to get what you deserve, period. And if your present is not in alignment with what you deserve, then that lets you know that you have so much hope for the future. Then it's something about your unwavering faith. Yeah, Pal2, like y'all are my religious freaks, or my spiritual freaks, my spiritual enthusiasts, if you will, who you truly believe in growth. Like people can remember you just like for the smallest things, like you having short hair at some point in time and you're like, you know what, I want long hair, so I'm gonna grease my scalp, oil my scalp every day. And the next day you might not see the results, but the next year you know that you're going to see results. So every day you're going to get up and you're going to make sure that you oil your scalp. And it's like people who could have been like presently with you when you made the decision that you're going to have long hair. Mind you, this is just an example. Obviously it doesn't have to be what really happened, you know, but they see you're like, oh my gosh, like Pal2 is crazy. Like they really think that they're going to get long hair. Like they really just hopeful for that. Like, and I think that you could have like gotten on like a lot of people's nerves because of how much faith you put into your endeavors. And then like a year later, before they know it, they're in the same spot because they didn't have the same encouragement that Pal2 had. And now your hair is waist length, when before it was shorter length. And you know, it's like people, you're unforgettable because you really taught people that although like there may be people who started off with waist length hair, they still have waist length hair. It's like your waist length hair could have been butt length hair had you did what Pal 2 did, but you weren't doing what I did. You were too busy thinking that I would never reach where you're at. And the whole time, I'm finna surpass you because I'm putting in all this work. It's like the story of the toad. Yeah, a good friend of mine that I got a reading from recently told me about this story, which I knew about the story, but she reminded me about it. I forgot what it's called, but it's like, you know, like with the fox, the fox and the toad, and how like I think like the fox kept stopping during the race, and the toad ended up surpassing him. You don't stop, Pal 2. You don't stop on your goals, and you keep your eye on the prize, and you follow the plan. All right, people remember you because you will really get stuck in people's heads rent free. You are like a haunted image for, like, you haunt people a lot. You show up in people's dreams a lot too, and it's something about you that confuses people because they seen you on one level, or they've seen you as one way, and once you surpass that level, they're like, oh my gosh, like, how did they get there? Because these people didn't realize that you have this span for more. You have, like, you had more options than whatever it was that you were at in that moment. And that is what confuses people the most about Pal 2. You are pretty much unforgettable because you're a mystery. A lot of people cannot figure you out. A lot of people cannot box you into one category of human because you're so much more. You're so expansive. You're so infinite. Your energy is so everlasting and infinite that it's like, it's nothing that anyone could really wrap their head around. Okay, you're very much rememberable, Pal 2, because of the effort that you apply in your life. You truly do apply yourself. It's like your hard work has truly beat so many other people's talent. And what's so confusing about that is the people who remember you the most are the people who were ahead of you in some sort of point in your life. Like, these people could have literally had more than you, had accomplished more than you at some point, and they were ahead of you. And they're like, bro, I was ahead of Pal 2. How the hell are they beating me now? How are they in front of me? They overlapped me. Like, this is unreal. All right, like, there's people who cannot believe it. Like, you are unforgettable because of how much you changed. You have truly changed right under the noses of people who thought that they were better, or thought that they were ahead, or thought that you would always be beneath them. All right, and it's like, it's flabbergasting. It's crazy because it's like, it's flabbergasting to the people who, like, didn't see it in you. And it's like, it's because you have something that they don't, and that is strife. You have the strife to move forward, and that is something that sticks with people because now they thought that if they were able to size up Pal 2, that, like, they would never, like, oh, well, at least I always have Pal 2, that they'll always be beneath me, or they'll always be at this stage. And then, like, right before their eyes, you weren't at that stage anymore. Now it's like, you are a constant reminder, and you are a symbol to remind people, like, hey, don't ever underestimate the underdog. All right, like, don't underestimate anyone, even if they're beneath you in your head, or you think you have more than them in your head. If you underestimate them, you're gonna F around and find out. And that is like, it's like your life story is like what's so unforgettable about you. It's like, people remember when you were in one stage in your life and how you ended up in a whole other place. And that is also very inspiring for some people as well. So that is what I got for you, Pal 2. I truly hope those messages resonated for you. Thank you so much for coming this far with me, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Hey, Pal 3, if you chose this photo right here, this section of the video is for you. And we want to know, what is so unforgettable about my Pal 3s? Thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity. Ask for clear, honest, and concise messages for Pal 3 on what is so unforgettable about Pal 3. People feel manipulated by you. People feel like you bamboozled them. You ambushed them. I hear you. It's something about you. They're like, oh, Pal 3 is a trickster. They had me. It's kind of like Pal 2's energy, but it's not. It's different. Because people see you as manipulative because of this, okay? They're like, oh my gosh, this person had me thinking that they were one way or they were easy to get over. And the whole time, they're a whole freaking, what? You have so many elements to you that you do not expose. What's so unforgettable about you is the way that people come into a situation with you is not the way that they're going to leave out. However, their initial expression of you is, impression of you is Pal 3, excuse me. Yeah, Pal 2. You have some messages in there too, but this is different. It's not how they're gonna leave the situation. Okay, so you would do good to watch those readings with their first impression of you compared to their impression of you now. If you ever watched a reading like that, two completely different people is what they got. Okay, and this is why people see you as manipulative. People see you as like ambushing them because it's like they thought that you were the Page of Pentacles when they initially seen you, but it's like you're a shapeshifter, Pal 3. You can morph into whoever you need to be. You are adaptive to whatever environment you need to adapt to. All right, and this is because you wear many hats. You are someone who cannot be categorized in one section, okay? Like you cannot just, like you're more than one thing. You're everything and nothing at all. You are certainly a musician. I'm getting heavy like musician energy here, where it's like the energy of like people thinking that, oh, Pal 3 is dead sea. They don't know much. They're not gonna know what to do, or they're this, they're that, because you give off this impression of either being like clueless or you act dumb in some scenarios until like you need to, you know, roll your sleeves up and get something done. Until you need to get serious about something, you're like, all right, let me stop playing. Let me do what I need to do, right? But it's so crazy because you don't have these skills because you want to impress others. It's like if people had your skills, Pal 3, they would flaunt that. They would tell everybody they had around them. Every single chance that they had to tell somebody about the skills that they had, they would let everyone know that they had them. Whereas you keep your cards close to you and you don't play them until you need to. And it's not even that you're purposely trying to trick anyone. It's so funny because you're unforgettable, Pal 3, because people see you as, oh my gosh, okay, so you know like when people be panhandling in front of like stores or grocery stores, like asking for money, and then like sometimes people do it and they scam and like they ask for money and then they pull off in a Lamborghini, and like all those people who gave the person change are like, what the hell? You got a Lamborghini, you got more money than me, what did you asking me for money? And then it's like, well, I never told you I needed the money, I just asked you for it. I didn't say that I was poor, you just assumed I was poor. You know, so like this is how people feel with Pal 3. They're like, hell no, like Pal 3 just put off in a Lamborghini after I gave them some money in they cup because I'm thinking that they poor. And they're like, well, I never told you I was poor. You know, you just thought I was, okay? There's some sort of impression that you left on people's life. And you left this impression that you were weak. Because you showed your vulnerabilities to some extent, you gave people this impression that Pal 3 was weak and that you could have been like immature or something like that. Like this is like people's perception of Pal 3 is that you were down and out, you were sad, you were lonely, you were in need, you were, you know, things like that. And then it's like, well, I just let you think that because I really had no benefit off of like not having you, like off of you seeing my truth. Like you didn't really need to see my truth. If the only reason why I needed to show you my truth was just so that I could prove a point to you, then I wasn't going to put in no effort to show you that truth. You only showed your truth, you only pulled your cards out when you absolutely needed to, when it benefited you. And this is why people are like, oh my gosh, you sneaky motherfucker. Pal 3 is so sneaky. Pal 3 is so conniving. They are they're a snake, you know? But it's so weird because I feel like Pal 3, you're not a snake. It's just that like that these people just underestimated you because you were in one position, but you were just playing that position, like because it benefited you at that point, okay? that is what's so memorable about Pal 3, is that like you play any role, any position that you need to play in that moment if it means getting to where you need to be. And you don't mind how that looks in that moment. Like you don't mind, right? So it's also this energy of Pal 3. You're unforgettable because people will never forget when you bamboozled them, because it's like, oh, I will never underestimate Pal 3 ever again. Okay, that is what makes you so memorable, because you leave such a heavy impression on people, and it surprises people to such a degree that it's like, I could never let this person trick me ever again into thinking how I once thought of them. So I have to be on my toes. Like Pal 3, you keep so many people on their toes when it comes to you. All right. You will let somebody think that you are sad, that you are down and out, that you are heartbroken, that you have nowhere to go, you stressing out. You are okay with people thinking that, if that is just where the wind blows. Like, you have like, well, I have no reason to go against the grain and prove to them that that's not really the position I'm in. Really, justice is in my hands the whole time. I could have it, I could make it whatever I want it to be. I could work this situation however I want it to go. But right now, it's just best if I lay low and play this position right now. I don't know. It's something about you like that's so unforgettable, because it's like the whole time this person could have brought out that sort of truth and exposed who they really were. And instead of doing that, like they played it cool. Yeah, I hear chess, not checkers. Like you understand that it's chess, not checkers. You have no reason to show your hand. Why would you play your cards? Yeah, and I hear play your cards right. I am getting like the energy of Nipsey Hussle and Tupac, because Nipsey Hussle, he like has like a song lyric where he's like, I knew it was chess. Cold, what he say? Hard game, but I knew it was chess. And then Keisha Cole has a song with Tupac featured in it called Play Your Cards Right. All right, so yeah, this is Pal 3's energy heavily. Like you are a mastermind, and people see you as like a manipulator, a manipulator. Wow, now I hear Lil Durk, manipulator, instigator. Okay, so there might be like a whole different side to Pal 3, where people think that you're like a nerd, but you have like a whole different side to you where you can turn hood out of nowhere, or like you code switch is really what I'm getting. I'm getting a code switcher. Like at work, you can be real professional with it, and you could be the best Harvard Law School, or you could be the best, whatever you want, whatever they need, however do you want it. That's how you could have it with Pal 3. Like, if you want like a super geeky, nerdy sort of person, that's what you could get. But you catch me on the weekend, I'm probably rolling dice in the middle of a barber shop, or I'm probably, you don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably on my next parlay, or you don't know what Pal 3 is up to during the weekend. But during the weekday, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna clock in with my suit and tie, and I'm gonna be the best candidate for the position possible. Okay, so you have like a lot of different sides to you. And what's so unforgettable about you is that people assume that Pal 3 was one way, and the fact that they see like this other side, they're like, oh my gosh, Pal 3 is attractive. Like you're attractive, like in no matter what lane you're in, but you're even more attractive once people realize that you have different sides to yourself, and it makes you even more of an interesting person. It makes you even like more mysterious. You have like this mysterious side to you, and it truly makes people wonder, who are you really? Who is Pal 3? Like, who are you? Because it's like they see this one side of you. And okay, so I feel like y'all can really relate to this. So I used to work like this office job, and I used to like dress, like I used to like wear like wigs, and my wigs used to be hard and like hanging off the side of my head. But it's like I'm at work, like I don't care, how I look. And I used to wear like pants that like kind of like sag, like a little bit too big for me. Like I looked a mess. Okay? And I feel like this is Pal 3. Like it's like that. Like it's symbolic of that. Like because one of my coworkers, like, they found my Instagram, my old Instagram, where I used to post like a lot of pictures, and the next day I worked, they'd be like, Fashelle, I did not know that, like, you clean up so nice, girl. And like, then like they would start complimenting me, and they're like, oh my gosh, like, stay off my Instagram. You know, like, do not be on my Instagram, like, seeing like how I really look and everything. Like please keep it low, you know, because I would go to work looking a hot ass mess, y'all. Like, oh my gosh, it's not even funny. It's not even okay the way I used to look. Okay, so this is like pile 3. Like, this is, y'all, like, in certain environments, if like you don't care to like gain that sort of attraction, you will water yourself down, you will dumb yourself down if you need to, you will like cover up the beauty that you really have, where it's like you're still beautiful, but you will cover it up, or you will mask it in a way that people don't even realize how beautiful you are, to where like on the weekend, or when you're out of that environment and you get to like really be yourself, and you really get to like express yourself in a more flattering manner, people are starstruck, like jaw on the floor, to learn this information. Okay, and then all of a sudden, like, where people could have like overlooked you because they thought that you was raggedy, or they thought that you were this or that, and they really see what Pal 3 is working with, they want more information on you, Pal 3. Okay, they want to know more about Pal 3. And this is what's just so memorable about you, because people felt like, even like if they spent like a lifetime with you, it's still not enough, because you are always hiding something. Like, people see you as sneaky, and people just know that you're way more valuable than you let on, and you have much more valuable than you let on, especially if you're super spiritual and into God and things like that. Okay, but I have to end it there. So I hope that resonated for you. Thank you so much for coming this far with me, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.